Hello everyone. It is March 15th today and I'm going to do another video. I did one yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday was Monday, right? Today's Tuesday. So I guess it's March 15th because gosh, St. Patrick's Day is coming up already. Thursday. So, wow, time just flies, but I'm happy to see the spring. As you can see, I got my porch furniture out back yesterday and cleaned up the back patio, and I was going to cut the birds off from the bird seed, but I don't know, they just looked kind of hungry, so I had to go to the store get some more bird seed. And then when I was down there, I bought some unsalted peanuts for the squirrels, so now we got squirrels and oh look at Sophie, my Brittany heard the word squirrel. I don't know if you can see her over there. Sophie, what's out there? I shouldn't say that. She'll start barking. But Sophie's my Brittany, and she's on, unfortunately, she's on constant squirrel patrol. Anyway, but we're not here to talk about squirrels, are we? Anyway, I'm going to glaze another bowl today. Actually, hopefully I glaze more than one, because I'm moving kind of slow here, and I got a show coming up in a month, and I'm not as quick as some of these people who just glaze and glaze and glaze. Anyway, so I'm going to lower you down, and if you hear any barking, it's Sophie. If you hear any snoring, I swear it's not me, it's my Archie, my Yorkie, who's sleeping under the table. So it's Ernie that leaves all the click, click, click of the toenails. Although he's hiding from me today because I gave him a bath and a haircut this morning, so he's hiding. But yeah, Archie's underneath the table sleeping, so if you hear snoring, that's him. Anyway, not that you really care, but I'll lower you down. Do some little painting with underglazes, because that's, that's what I love to do, right? There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna, now this is Kentucky Kentucky Mudworks Brown Bear clay. Ugh, can't even talk. So I'm just going to sponge it off. Some people say that theirs doesn't get dusty, but mine gets dusty when I fire it. And I don't like to wash it off real well and really get it wet, too wet, because you want the glaze to sink into the clay when you're glazing. That holds it on really well. You don't have running. Of course, you really don't have too much running with the underglazes anyway. But with regular glazes too, they run and they crawl and they pit when your surface isn't clean, or if it's too wet, your glazes don't sink in well enough and they run more and you can get crawling and all that bad stuff. So anyway, so all right, so let's get my underglazes here. These are Amaco velvet underglazes. I fire to cone, about cone 5.5, because I fire to cone 5 with a 15-minute hold. Usually I do a medium firing, but someone said to do a slow firing, so I might try that. So I'm going to just put a layer of white underglaze on here. Because I want to paint some stripes on here. Now, my underglazes, they do dry out a little bit in my tray here, but that's okay, because I want them a little bit stronger, a little bit more pigmented. And I like to use them like in a watercolor fashion, kind of. So I do add some water to them, but I just like them in that format instead of that way, if you contaminate one too much, you can usually just turn it into another color. Whereas if you're dipping your brush into a jar all the time and you contaminate it, with a different color or something, then you ruin the whole jar, and underglazes are expensive. So I don't know. I've always preferred to do it this way. And this is just an old bead box. And this one is sealed at the bottom. When I first started out, I had to glue all the things down. But then some nice person on YouTube said, hey, they do make them where they're sealed on the bottom. So that's what I did. Okay, so let me put that aside. So I'm going to sponge up. I don't know, so you can see I did put a texture down there. So I really don't want the white in there too much. So I'm going to just kind of wipe that off a little bit. I want to do a live, start doing some lives. What do you think of that? Maybe like on Sunday nights or something like that. Would that be good? Okay, so I got that wiped off. And then also, if there's any bumps, I'm going to just kind of knock them off. I don't want any chunks of white. If you have any chunks of underglaze on here, they absorb the clear when you're putting the clear on, and then you have like a rough spot. And if it's supposed to be food safe, you really don't want that on there. Not that it would, you know, not that it would really hurt too much, but okay. So, oh yeah, let me get the inside cleaned up a little bit here. I don't know if I'm going to do it the inside yet. I always kind of glaze by the seat of my pants. I don't know, some people have it all figured out, and I usually don't. Okay, so now I am going, oh, yeah. You're gonna paint a blue line at the top anyway, Lisa, so I'm just gonna put a blue rim on here. And you can even see that, you know, these have been in this tray for months. And of course now when I close up my tray, I do spray them down with just a little bit of water. So the water lays on the surface and just kind of, you know, seals them from the air so they don't dry out too much. But the underglazes, the Amaco Velvet Underglaze, they do go on, I still think, kind of thin. Trying to hold this up so you can see it without putting my hands in it. The Amaco LUGs, they call them the lugs. Those are more opaque, so they have a little bit more pigment in them. But they don't, when I went on the website, they don't have a lot of the colors I wanted. And you can just mix your own. I do that a lot, but for some colors I didn't want to have to do that. But I may try the black, because I do like my my black underglaze to be dark. And I'm not going to worry about a perfectly straight line here, because that's just the way I am. If it's not perfectly straight, that's okay. None of us are perfect anyway, right? When we were buying TV sets, my son kept saying, you know, there's 1080, Mom, and there's, I don't know, all these different types of TV sets with clearer screens and clearer pictures. And I said, how clear do you need it? I mean, my gosh, I don't want to see the pores on some woman's face. I mean, you know, I just want to see a picture. I mean, how good are our eyes anyway? My sinuses have been getting so bad. I think it's all this dust in the house from our bathroom renovation, which is at a standstill until my son comes over and helps me paint the ceiling, and we got really high ceilings. And our house is it's a Frank Lloyd Wright style house, and it's like not a real fancy one, but it's I think it was considered the kit house, the prairie style kit house. And so the ceilings are made of these acoustic tiles, and they're really weird to paint. So my son has a sprayer. He's going to try the sprayer. So that's what I've been doing also, trying to work on that. And we're waiting on the plumber to come out and redo the shower drain and everything. So this is about, I think I've got about I think I did about 2 coats on here. You can kind of see that. I think I might do one more. This color, it'd be interesting to see what this turns out like, because it really, I think, depends on where it's at in the kiln, because it tends to turn more teal, I think. If it gets hotter. I've had on the lower shelves, on the where you set it on the like the center of the shelf, away from the elements, the color is almost exactly like this. So I don't think it likes to get all the way up to cone 6, but I am going to start firing to cone 6 just because I feel like it's better for the clear. I've had problems with my clear turning kind of opaque, a little cloudy, and someone told me maybe it's not firing all the way. Maybe it's not completely fired. So, oh, there's a dark color in there. I must have got a splash of paint. So, I think what I'll do is go around and then turn the bowl upside down to do the other side. This green is chartreuse. The blue was turquoise. And the white is, I'm not sure what the exact name is, but it's an off-white. It's not their ultra white. Now I had problems with white on dark clay, white underglaze on dark clay a while back, and I did some tests and I couldn't get it to happen again, of course. So I'm going to do a couple bowls with this underglaze on this dark clay, and hopefully it doesn't bubble like it did. I made like 20 little bowls and it bubbled on all of them. And then I did this really pretty Christmas tray, and darn if it didn't do it on that too. So frustrating, isn't it, when you do all that work and then it doesn't turn out. But I think that might be, I'm hoping that it's just a thickness problem, like applying it maybe a little too thick. I didn't feel like I had, but that's what some of the people were saying possibly happened on this, I guess it was like a podcast that's on YouTube that I was listening to. So I've only put really one coat of white on here. I probably went around twice, didn't I? But it's not completely opaque, so I'm hoping. I think what it is, you know, kind of depends on your bisque too. If your bisque did not fire hot enough, I bisque at 04 though, so I wouldn't suggest bisquing any hotter than that, because you want your clay porous enough for the glazes to stick really well and be absorbed into the clay. But you know, if you know, like those little pots, I had stacked them all inside each other, of course, in a bisque firing, and it's possible they didn't get all the organics didn't burn out of them, and the organics are what caused the white underglaze to bubble on it. At first I thought maybe it was the clear glaze, but it bubbled even where there wasn't any clear glaze. So I hope you can see what I'm doing here. Yeah. So St. Patrick's Day is coming up. Is everybody going out for St. Patrick's Day? We're not Irish. We don't do that. Not that we, you know, not that that makes a big difference to anybody. A lot of people go out whether they're Irish or not. But I don't know. I don't really drink anymore. Every once in a while I have a glass of wine or maybe a beer, but I used to work I was a bartender for 10 years in this fancy little, I don't know, preppy college place here in Cincinnati. For 10 years I did that, and that was long enough. Now I like to go to quiet places. Of course, I'm a lot older too. That was back in my youth. When I was I think I was like 29 to 39, something like that. I'm older now, so now I'm, you know, in bed by 10. Oh gosh, I'm pathetic. I'm not much of a partier anymore. Okay, so this green, I probably have, gosh, I have a good 3 coats on these. Green is one of those colors that likes to burn out. Likes to burn brown. Chartreuse doesn't too much, but the avocado color, I've had problems with that turning more brown. Like I said, it all depends too where it's at in the kiln and how dark it is, how hot it is. Geez, Lisa, I'm looking at this little black dot here. There we go. Like I said, I don't. Okay, so now I'm going to put these little purple flowers on here. And I'm going to use this, I know one is violet. I'm not sure what this other one is. Deep purple or something. I don't know if I don't have the jar that I ran out. Let's see if I have it still. So this other one, it might be amethyst. I think this is just called purple. Yeah, I think this is just called purple. And then this one here, this is called amethyst. So I'm just going to mix the two together. And I might just put, you know, I might just put a little bit of white in there. There we go. I think my brush is going to be a little too big for these flowers. So I'm going to switch out brushes. Scrape off some of my Underglaze because you hate to waste that. They're so expensive, and plus they're so hard to find anymore. Everybody's out of them. Still can't find any black. I'm looking for some more black. These brushes are just cheap. I think they're called Master Touch. Look at, they're kind of getting old. From Hobby Lobby. These I don't spend much money on. They're just cheap ones. My favorite brush that I put clear glaze on with is this Amaco number 8. It's their really thick fan brush. You just load that up with a lot of glaze, with a lot of clear glaze, and gently, just put the first coat on very gently. As soon as this is dry, I will put a clear coat on it. I don't fire it in between. And I have not had any problems with it smearing. Although I know some people say they do. Okay. Let's see here. So yeah, so the first coat of clear that I put on is kind of heavy, very loose. I barely touch the pot. I just kind of slap it on. Did I? I don't know if I scratched off a little bit of turquoise or... Somebody here, Chris? Who? Oh, I hear Archie. A delivery? Is it a delivery? Oh, quick, get it before your dad sees it. We try to hide the Amazon deliveries from my husband. Quick, quick, before he sees the Amazon trick again. I'm really bad about Amazon. It's just that, you know, they always have a good price and you can find whatever you need, and then, you know, you're keeping the Amazon drivers in business, right? I wonder if that's my little baby pottery wheel. I ordered a baby pottery wheel. You know, there's miniature ones. So I'm gonna demo that one of these days when I didn't tell my husband I ordered it. I'm gonna have to hide that. What he doesn't know will not hurt him. Right, women? If there's any men listening, don't listen. What you don't know won't hurt you. So I'm just going to put, I think, 2 coats on these flowers because I kind of want some of the white to show through. The other day I had a delivery from an Amazon driver, and this poor little girl, she was walking down the driveway and Sophie heard her, and Sophie went tearing off after her. Well, Sophie is like the sweetest dog you ever want to meet. She would not hurt a fly. She was probably just trying to, you know, help the woman deliver the package. Either that or hop in the Amazon truck and, you know, go for a ride. But scared this poor woman. She backed up so hard, dropped the packages on the driveway, went to run, and hit this huge iron urn that probably sits 4 feet high. Knocked that thing over. Oh my gosh. Cracked off a spot in it. Really made Really made a mess of the planter. Kind of ruined a planter. But she wasn't the first one who hit it. The other Amazon driver backed into our driveway and ran over it. So today, I don't know about today, but I'm going to move the planter. I've given up. It's just really, it's not in my driveway. It's just sitting on my sidewalk next to my driveway. But those Amazon drivers, they are not the best backer-uppers. So I'm going to try to repaint it and move it closer to the house to kind of cover up the edge they broke off. I guess it's my fault for ordering all these Amazon packages, right? That's what my husband would say. So these are just little violets. I love violets too. I have violets in my house all year round. There you go. Doesn't look real exciting yet. Hopefully the black will make it pop, right? Okay, I think what I'm going to do too, I think I'm going to put, let's see. I don't know. Should I put green dots here? Can't decide. I don't think so. I think I'm going to try to do it this way and no green dots. And then on the inside, I might put a flower on the inside. So what I do when I paint on dark clay is I put down a little bit of white first. And this helps your colors pop a little more. Otherwise, the dark clay really absorbs the colors, I find, anyway. There we go. So, yeah, just a little bit of color in there. And I think I might do some leaves on this one since it's just a lone flower. So I'm just going to do an outline of some leaves here. I think that's good enough. All right. What if I should do some green dots on the inside? That would be kind of cute, wouldn't it? I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Okay. What was I doing? Okay, I was doing some purple flowers on the inside. You can see, I don't know if you can see this, I have a little tray of purple that I mixed up for my purple flowers. And see what happens when you put the purple over the white? I'm going to do another color though. I mean, another layer. Let me do some green. Oh, that's a flat tipped brush. I think I want to, yeah, a little bit smaller brush. So I'm going to definitely do 3 coats of this chartreuse. On here. And even if some of the white shows through, or that doesn't bother me. It just adds another layer of interest as far as I'm concerned. Okay. I think I might even add a little bit of white to my purple mixture here. I kind of like how that kind of shines through. It's going to warm up today. I can't wait to get outside a little later think I'm going to try to work in the garden a little bit. I should be painting more pottery though. Okay. I think I might put a little bit of that white. Put another layer in there. I hate when the flowers are like a solid color. I like when they're, you know, have different layers of color. They're just not as interesting if they're all one color. There we go. There we go. Alright, put that over there. I'm going to put some little yellow dots in here. I think on the little brush, I think I'm going to put a little bit of this avocado green. I'd clean off my brush just a little bit on here, that on the paper towel. Just put a little bit of that. And maybe a little bit more chartreuse. There we go. Okay. All right, let's see. So, okay, so let's, I'm using what I always use, my Xiem applicator bottle, Xiem. I know it's backwards because that's the way my phone shoots, but this is a number 20 tip. It's yellow. See, it's the yellow one. But I like this one the best because it has a short nub on it. Can you see that? Yeah, put it down in front of the white. It has a short nub on it, which I think is easier to control. It wasn't very straight, but that's all right. Just outline the flowers. That's Sophie here. There, she's now that I got this back window or the back blind open. She has to go back there and check for squirrels and birds. So that's her toenails you hear today. Ernie's still hiding from me. Always try to pull, if you can, the applicator away from you like that, so you don't get it all clogged up with underglaze. I always underglaze on Bisqueware. A lot of people underglaze on greenware, which is fine too. Sometimes I think the colors might come out a little more vibrant when you do it on greenware. But I just, you gotta be so careful with it, and I'm a klutz. So that was kind of shaky one, Lisa. Maybe if I set the pot down on the table instead of trying to hold it up. But yeah, I'm a klutz, so I don't know. I've broken some, and then you gotta be, careful that you don't add too much moisture content, because then you can have them crack. I don't know. I just Never saw the benefits for me personally, but what is nice is that you glaze on there with your underglaze, and then you bisque fire it, and then when you go over it with your liner, you don't have the problems of it clogging up. So that is a plus. But doesn't really. And then I got a sponge here that I always use to wipe off the tip. This design was inspired by a little tiny pot that someone gave me years ago. It was the cutest darn thing. So I thought, what the heck? Why I should just try to simulate it a little bit. And if it turns out nice, maybe I'll do some more. There we go. And oh, let me do the one on the inside. And I don't have the finished product to show you today because I don't. I'd have to be way more organized. But if I waited, you guys, I'd have to wait till all these fired. And I don't want to wait till they're all fired. I get too excited to show them to you. So, okay, so there's the inside. And then here's the outside. At least this will be a little bit shorter video today, huh? I may make another one because I got some stamps, some little people stamps. So I may do another video today since I've got all these pots to glaze. So that is all for today. I'm back. Let me know what you think. And like I said, this is, since violets are coming in season and they're all going to start blooming soon, I thought, well, some more flower bowls. So I hope you like it. And I hope you all have a great day. Wherever you live, I hope you get out and enjoy the weather, whether it's warm or cold. Get outside and enjoy it. Prayers for the people in Ukraine. My blessings go to them. But so I feel very fortunate where I live. Have a great day. Thanks so much.